Welcome to the Online Car Show channel. I'm James, and today we're going to be going over Kong Performance dual cooling inlets for LS9 superchargers. That was a mouthful, but without hesitation, let's go ahead and get this video started. All right, well, Kong Performance dual cooling inlets for the supercharger on the LS9. Been wanting these for a long time, and I've actually had them sitting, waiting to go on the car for a long time as well. Before we get too deep into that, I just want to go over real quickly some updates for the channel, just so y'all know what's going on with the channel. All right, well, coming up here next, we're probably going to do 2 sim racing videos just to show some more of the MOSA gear I've got in, the steering wheels and the dashboard. I've also got, of course, we've still got the electrical gremlin, just let the cat out of the bag with the Corvette ZR1. The pump is still not going on after jacking with the fuse box in the last video I did for you guys, and I've got a relay tester now, and we're going to try to get to the bottom of it. Well, we are going to get to the bottom of it, but still got the electrical gremlin, so there will be a video coming out for that once it's fixed, just kind of wrapping everything up. I've still got a mod for the Focus sitting over here on the counter, and so there'll be a video coming for that shortly down the road here. I'm going to try to get y'all an exhaust review for the ZR1, so we've got a bunch of videos still planned for the channel. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. I always say that in my videos, but it really does help, you know, my channel to grow and my videos to grow. And thank you for everybody for doing that. Let's go ahead and get to the video at hand.
One thing I usually miss out on a lot of these videos is actually what the purpose of the part is. So I'm going to go over that real quickly. I know a lot of y'all know what these are anyways, but these are dual inlets from Kong Performance. What they're going to do, they're going to place the factory unit that is bringing everything in through one line out, one line in, into 2 lines out, 2 lines in. So you're getting double the water, or cooling water, going into your brakes in the supercharger. The LS9 supercharger, for those that don't know, has got 2 bricks in here, basically little heat exchanger radiator looking bricks that air flows through and into the motor, and there's liquid cooling that goes through those bricks, which is going to cool that air down even more and keep it nice and cool. The car's dirty, but you can see them right through the window. Gives a really cool look. Each one of them's got a little Kong Performance logo etched into the top, both of them. And of course you've got your bleeder screw on each side. Each one, that'll allow you to bleed the air out of the bricks. I did retain the factory fill. I actually need to get a new top on it because that one's pretty worn out. But at the factory fill in there, I did use the shrink fit clamps or whatnot that were recommended in another video. They work pretty good. I was a little upset that the other video was like, yeah, this is what you need, but what it didn't mention is that there's 2 or 3 different sizes, so the link he gave didn't quite work. The size of these on your fill are actually going to be 1 inch, I believe, and they barely shrink small enough to work. It barely works, but the 3/4 inch or whatever these were that were recommended from the video, they worked great on the rest. As you can see on all my other lines, they worked great, but they did not fit over that fill line. So you are going to need 2 different sizes of shrink wrap if you're going to use the factory fill, just because that fill connection or whatever is a little bit bigger than anything else on the system. To go over a question I had a question to Kong, which side should be the coolest of the bricks. You know, you've got your inside coming in, and then it's going to go back out, or does it need to come in here and then go back out? And Kong said you want to keep the cold side being the outside. in the warm side and the inside. So coming up from the cool water coming up needs to go in the outside and then out through the inside. So I hope that helps out somebody else and saves them questions in the future. But not quite clean, it's getting there. As you can see, I've got kind of a straight line going here. I've seen people run the lines in here. I'm not sure if I want to do that just because of how many moving parts and stuff I'd have to deal with doing that. But I'm not really happy with how the lines look as it is. I am eventually, as I said, getting rid of this expansion tank and going to the Pro Speed. So I think when I do that, that'll get rid of this line that's being a pain in the butt, and the line going, of course, back. So I think that will help that a whole lot more. But just to show y'all kind of how I have it running currently, hot coming out of the supercharger in the inside, goes around here where the fill tube is, and then goes around here where the fill tube is, then it comes back to the expansion tank. That's hot, of course, going in the top, goes down through the expansion tank to the bottom, comes out a line here where it goes, I believe, to the heat exchanger, around the heat exchanger to the stock expansion tank, or back up, and then I think through the pump, out the pump, and then through the outside line here, bringing in bringing in the colder fluid to the outside. So I hope that helps explain a little bit of how this setup is. It's going to change, of course, by your setup. A lot of people aren't going to have this expansion tank, so you have to take that out of the picture, and you basically just consider these two lines connected. But it is going to depend a little bit on your system. Just know you want the, as I said before, the cold on the outside of the heat exchange or the supercharger, and you should be good. You should be able to figure it out from there. But it went really well. As far as taking it off, there wasn't as much weight loss as I thought. To get the ugly stock unit off, I think it was like 4 bolts, and we ended up having to remove I think another bolt in here that was holding down I can't remember, a fuel line or something that we had to remove just to get it out. But really easy. So there was about 4 or 5 bolts. It's not hard to take out at all. I was actually kind of amazed at how lightweight the stock unit is. So you're not going to get a whole lot of weight savings. There may be a little bit, maybe a ½ pound, but I would not say it's very much. You're not going to get a whole lot of weight saving, even though it is off the top of the vehicle, top of the motor, which is always the best spot to remove weight. I just went ahead and went with factory specs as far as torquing down the bolts that it came with. It came with its own 2 bolts, speaking of which, for each one, so 4 total. It came with the bleeder screws, everything you need. Really cleaned up the engine bay though, just removing that. I can actually clean in there now, which is pretty cool. But it's really all I have for you guys. It's really easy mod. It's got nothing but benefits to it. There's no downside to the mod. It's going to help improve your cooling a little bit maybe, and aesthetically it just looks badass. Once I get that painted up, it's really going to bring it all together and look just sweet.
Well, there you go. It's hard to say a lot about this mod because it doesn't add a whole lot, and it's kind of aesthetic. It's kind of a mod that builds to other mods, but I mean, wow, it just totally changed the look of when I popped the hood in the car. And Kong Performance, I can't say enough about those guys. They helped me out. They answered every question I had online in DMs and every email I've had. They have very fair prices. They've got a car, I believe, that at one time was a world record holder, if it's not already, a ZR1. So they know what they're doing with the cars. They know ZR1s. He knows his stuff. I highly recommend them. I'm going to have a link below. Anybody that's interested in checking out some more of their stuff. They've got everything from superchargers to, dual inlets to bricks for the supercharger, tons of cooling stuff on their website. I recommend, if you're not familiar with Kong, go out and check them out. I'm sure most of y'all know who Kong Performance is though. But that's it I've got for y'all. I'm going to end this video with a cold start footage for y'all. I know it's been a while since I've added anything of the exhaust and anything, so give y'all a little chop to end it off well. But I hope everybody has a great week, and I will see y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching.